Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A for you all. I'm going to be breaking up these Q&A into different categories. So I'm basically going to do a whole series on this. So for today's topic, it's going to be all about my blog and my business and how did I get started, all that fun stuff. So I have a lot of questions to get through because you guys are awesome when it comes to Q&As. So I'm so excited to film this for you all and finally share my little background story on how I started my blog. So question number one. The biggest question that I get asked is, why did I start blogging? So I started blogging mainly as a hobby. In October, it's gonna be 4 years since I started my blog, which is crazy. So I started my blog as a hobby. I did web design and Photoshop classes my junior and senior year of high school. I loved my web design course, so I did digital design and web design, and I think that's where you say that I picked up most of my creativity skills. So for a project we had to do, I'm never gonna forget. So a project that we had to do, we had to create a website, and it was for a contest, and I ended up winning that contest. That's how I got started. It made me curious into starting my own actual for real website, and I basically wanted to do a website where my friends and family can go on, and basically all the questions that they always ask me, the answers were right there. I remember back in the day for Photoshop projects or assignments that we had, I would use Chanel fashion shows or runway models as my inspiration for those projects. So I've always been a lover of fashion, and I guess that's a side note, Chanel is my favorite designer. It always has been, always will be. The point is, I basically started purely as fun hobby away from my family and friends to get all my information on that blog. How did I start my blog? I started my blog using WordPress. WordPress is a platform for wanting to start a website. I used to be KiraSerranoXO.wordpress.com. I didn't really like WordPress, so I researched a bunch of different platforms. So 2 years later into my blogging career, I guess you can say, I switched over to Squarespace. So I've been using Squarespace for around 2 years now, and I love it. But let me just say that Squarespace is good if you are more of a simple person. If you like your website to be clean and cut and straight to the point, I like Squarespace for that reason. WordPress is good if you are into coding, or if you're into more of the design look, having different layouts and more creative, I guess. I would do WordPress if I was that kind of blogger. There's a ton of different platforms. You don't have to use the same one that I use. I always recommend, when people ask me, I always recommend different trials. There's free trials for all of these websites. I would just recommend doing 1 or 2 or 3 trials and test them out and see which one fits best for your capabilities. How do I edit my photos? I get this question all the time, and honestly, I don't even I do like it because I post it, but I'm not where I want to be. Like, my vision, I'm slowly getting there. I have a vision for how I want to edit my photos. So how do I edit my photos is off of Lightroom. So I currently have Lightroom right here on my desktop. I love Lightroom, so I use it on my desktop and I use it on my phone. I have the Lightroom app. I used to use Visco, haven't used it in a while just because I've been taking a lot of raw images. I'm starting to use Visco again just because I like to change up the way I edit things, and I think I kind of want to use a different preset. I'm using a preset now that I bought from a website called Filter Grade. I also use a lot of Facetune. And I don't do Facetune only for selfies. I do Facetune for mostly all of my pictures because Facetune is really good for little details. What camera lens do I use? So the camera that I'm currently filming on right now is the Canon EOS Rebel SL1. So it's not part of the TI family, it's part of the Rebel family. It's SL1, it's their smallest DSLR camera, which I personally like because it has the same capabilities as a regular, T5i or whatever. The only thing, it just doesn't have the video monitor, like the little monitor. So it doesn't have that, so I'm basically guessing how I look right now. Love my SL1. It's small and compact, and honestly it's just so easy for me when I'm on the go, especially when I'm blog shooting. It's just easier and lightweight. The lens that I have on right now are the standard zoom lens, which is the 18-55 millimeter. Not the best lens, but it's what I have right now. And then for close-ups or portraits, I use the nifty 50 lens in 1.8s. I want the 1.4s. How do I start a blog? I don't know where to begin. I get this question all the time. I even get emails all the time. And okay, I don't know, sometimes I don't know how to answer this question without sounding too straightforward or trying to be mean, because I'm really not trying to be mean. I learned how to do a blog on my own. I Googled, basically. I researched and I Googled. So depending on what platform you decide to use that you feel comfortable with, from there, that's how you start your blog. It's pretty simple. You choose a name for your blog that you think represents you best and that you're not going to get tired of 5 years from now, and just stick with that and have fun with it. Honestly, you begin with one, what's your goal? Who are you talking to, basically? Like, what's your goal out of this? What is your reason why you want to start a blog? That's what I always ask people. Why do you want to start a blog? They come and ask me, how did you start one? Well, why do you want to start one? Who's your target audience? Why do you want to start one? What's your target? Who's your target audience? What are the topics you want to talk about? Is it fashion? How do you make yourself stand out from the rest of the fashion bloggers? Because there's millions of fashion bloggers nowadays. So I always ask those questions, not to sound rude, but to be straightforward, because everyone now is doing blogs. So you really want to stand out of the bunch and really find your niche. Study that in advertising class. If you find your niche, and you know what that is, stick to it. You'll stand out and your blog will blossom from there. Most importantly is stay true to yourself. Who is your makeup and fashion inspiration? It can be 2 different gurus, and why. This is from my best friend Crystal. She said I had to include at least 2 or 3 questions in here. So, who is your makeup inspiration? My makeup inspiration is hands down Desi Perkins. If you know me, you know that she is a huge influence in my career, just because I have been following her before. It's like when she just started doing Ipsy, and I fell in love with her personality, and I loved the way she did makeup. My fashion inspiration, I have a couple, but if I have to combine, it would be Camila Coelho, the Brazilian blogger. She is my favorite blogger, my favorite fashion blogger. So she is my inspiration, mixed in with a little bit of Sincerely Jules. If you know me, when I first started my blog, Sincerely Jules is one of the first bloggers that I looked up to. So those are my top inspirations when it comes to gurus, fashion and makeup gurus. How is your business coming along? What is your favorite part about what you do, and why? So a lot of you might not know this, but my previous video I talked about my business launch. Now, so basically my whole business is blogging / I do personal fashion styling and wardrobe consultations. So that includes a lot. So you have like my blogging, social media stuff, and then you have my fashion business side. Third part to the question is, what is your favorite part about what you do and why? So in general, about doing the fashion stuff and blogging, my favorite part is doing something that I love, and that I'm passionate about, that I'm able to be creative in my own way and help others feel beautiful and confident. And is, how did you get your LLC? So I got my LLC literally online with my dad. He's a businessman, so he helped me out, but you do pay a fee and you register your business name through whatever website according to your state, but for Florida it's sunbiz.org, I believe, and it just breaks it down for you. You will have to start filing taxes, and you have to pay a fee, and you have to pay yearly, and you have to file your losses and all that stuff. So I would definitely look into it before getting your LLCs. How did you know it was right to quit your full-time job and focus on your career? So for those of you who don't know, I recently quit my job and it's been a rough transition. I mainly did it just to focus more on school, finishing up school. I have a year left. I took this time to really just focus on finishing, because that's another topic to talk about. And to really utilize the extra time that I have and dedicate it to my blog and business, which I didn't have time before to really focus on it and market my business as much as I would have liked to, because I was a full-time employee. So to be honest, the only reason why I had the leisure of leaving my job was because of my parents. I live with my parents. And yeah, they helped me, so I'm blessed enough to be able to make that kind of decision. How do you create your own domain? I use GoDaddy to create my own domain. It's pretty simple. Their customer service is pretty great, and every time I have issues, I just call them up and chat with them online. So I just bought it through GoDaddy. What's the biggest challenge you face as a blogger? This is a really good question. And there's a lot of challenges that I face, but I think one of the biggest things is constantly motivating yourself to not give up. Trying to always be creative and unique. Do not compare your path with someone else's success. And to stay true to yourself. How do you get brands to sponsor you? When I first started, I would email a bunch of brands. I emailed everyone until I got an answer. I got a lot of no's, a lot of maybes, a lot ofs, we'll get back to you later. And then it comes to a point where if you put enough content, brands will start reaching out to you. And brands contact you, mostly brands contact through Instagram, to be honest. So they'll find you through Instagram and they will DM or contact you through the email. So always include in your email in the bio your business email. So the last question I have is, how do I shoot or I plan for photos for my feed? So basically what this person wrote more, but like if I shoot one outfit one day or I do 5 looks in one day, and basically if I have the time to shoot more than one look a day, I will do that. I'll take advantage of that. Like the other day, me and Jen, we shot 3 looks each, I think, and we do it very fast. I think it takes more time finding the right place with the right lighting than it takes us shooting. I like to do more than 1 look a day just because it's just easier that way. You get more content and you're more consistent that way, and I don't plan my feed. I know a lot of people who plan their feed. I should plan my feed, but kind of like posting whatever I'm feeling that day. I don't like to plan ahead of time because sometimes I'm not in the mood for a certain thing. So that's basically it, what I have for you guys. I think I answered a lot, and I hope I was transparent enough, and I hope you guys gained some knowledge. I do want to end this video on a good note, and basically if you're interested in starting a blog, I would just stay, my biggest thing is to stay true to yourself. It's becoming something that's very saturated now, and it sucks. I would just challenge you to, find your niche and really stay true to yourself. I think that's pretty much it. That's my biggest, another huge advice is to not pay attention to numbers. I did that when I first started, and I regret it because you start to compare yourself, you start to worry about likes, how many people like your stuff, and like it's just something so superficial. Numbers are very superficial. A lot of brands are starting to recognize true creativity and good quality content, so I would definitely focus on your good quality content. Do not post just to post good quality content. And the way you do good quality content is or how you know it's good quality is if you feel super proud about it. Like if you really love something, like, wow, I'm so proud of this picture, you'll post it. Like that's your good quality image. So I wouldn't just to post or post something that everyone else posts about. So those are my quick little tips, and I hope you guys found this, you know, as like a reliable source for you to get involved in the blogging community. And that's pretty much it. Until the next video, hope you guys have a blessed week and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.